Hi Cancer, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Cancer, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week, this week you have the Hierophant card. So this really, in a lot of ways, is about you digging around into your day-to-day habits, where you are showing up for yourself, where maybe you're not showing up for yourself. You're paying attention to all of it. The other thing is as well, this week you could be interacting with an authority in some way. It doesn't have to be like a, like a law house or a legal thing. It could literally just be somebody that you see as an authority in your life, or maybe even in a chosen field. The other thing with this Hierophant card, it's very often about initiation, and I mean, look at this, you've got two pages plus an ace, which, all of these cards in some way speak to something new. So this really suggests to me that in a way you are looking to ascend, to graduate this week, or even maybe just to get started on something. This is, I think for a lot of you, you are initiating yourselves by establishing a new path. For those of you that are continued subbies, Rafi loves you. And if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share. If you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. For your actions and options, you've got the Ace of Swords. So this tells me for some of you, you are seeking new work, new vocations. It does suggest for a lot of you, you are starting a new avenue. And this seems to be, happy damn birthday to you. If you're celebrating this week, happy damn birthday to you. I truly hope you have a wonderful solar return. I hope you have an amazing birthday. Remember to fill the day of your birthday with little token bits and bobs of everything that you want this next year ahead to have in it for you. This is a renewal of energy, but for some of you, this is about seeking a new path. The Ace of Swords can be contracts, and the Hierophant card can literally be institutions. So it wouldn't surprise me if some of you were signing on the dotted line or connecting with or aligning with an authority in some way. It also suggests to me that a lot of you are looking for new work, new career paths, new vocations. And that Ace of Swords, I kind of feel like this is you making the decision this week. I also want to remember this Ace of Swords. This is known as the Sword of Truth or the Sword of Clarity. And so this week, this could bring you clarity on a new path in some way. Interestingly enough, you've got this right next to the Page of Swords. That is a new beginning, a fresh start. That's a job interview, starting a new job, starting a new vocation of some sort. Like there's just so much new stuff when it comes to the mental realm this week. So communication is going to be at a high. I'm going to say there's going to be, information, emails, phone calls, text messages, possibly even Zoom calls, all sorts, buzzing back and forward this week. It's going to be a highly communicative week. And for that reason, the beauty is the sun is illuminating you right now. But that Page of Swords can sometimes have a bit of a steely edge to it. And so you just want to make sure that... excuse me. You just want to make sure that as you're communicating this week, it's in a way that really does feel not necessarily aligned, but it does, maybe that as you're having the conversations that you need to have, that you're being understood. And so therefore you're not sort of, ended up losing your rag with somebody at a later date. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this could literally be that you decide to change your major. For some of you, this could literally be correspondence that you've got into the school that you wanted to get into. For others, this could be that you are, maybe you're deciding, actually, you know what, I'm changing my industry completely and I'm going in a different way. It's very, very exciting. But it's also a big step. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, that Page of Swords, especially with the Hierophant, this could be a clash with an authority figure. This could be, maybe they've said something or, they've insinuated something and you're just like, you know what, I am so not here for this. Let's have it out. Like if there's something that needs to be said said, if there's something that needs to be talked out, you are absolutely kind of going for it. You're not holding back, and this is the thing that people misconstrue about cancers, and it's one of the reasons I'm always trying to dispel that myth. A lot of people are just like, oh, cancers are, touchy-feely crybabies, and clearly you've never pissed one off. All jokes aside, for those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, I really like this for getting clear on who you want to work with and who you don't. It looks like some of you are making plans for the future. So maybe you're planning out, like as an example, if you do what I do or something similar, this could be you planning out all of your content. Like this is a week where you really are putting bits and pieces together behind the scenes in order to press forward. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this, I don't know what, and I think this came up for you either last week or the week before, but it's like whatever issues you've been sucked into to work on, with, through, or over for the family, it's not done yet. You're having to go back over this. And it could have something to do with children. It could have something to do with parenting. There's just something that you're being pulled back into. And it's kind of a bit of a sore subject for a fair few people. For your heart and half, your love and relations, you've got the love of Pentacles. You've got the Nine of Pentacles, which suggests hard work in the relationship. Yes, it's beautiful. Yes, it brings joy and abundance and blessings and ease. But you've got this with the Hierophant card, which means that this is you having done work on a relationship. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this could literally be a partner is having to maybe work extra long hours this week, and so there's more distance for some reason. It could be that you're having to work extra long hours this week, and so again that creates some form of distance. It does suggest to me that the time that you spend together is going to be quality time. So there's a lot of quality time this week, but there's also a lot of hard work. For those of you that are single and looking, it's likely to be somebody that is in a position of authority, or somebody that works in, it could be somebody that works in a bank, somebody that works in a building society, somebody that works in a court, somebody that, just somebody that works in a very rigid kind of, and sometimes this does well for Cancer, because obviously Cancer is water. So having someone or something solid, steady and dependable to lean on, it does really good for them. And then you've got the Page of Cups in the Heart and Heart, in the Money and Materials. So when it comes to your physical health, let's start there because you've got the Hierophant. This could be where you are interacting with a doctor or a hospital in some way. I kind of feel like this is tests. I'm not a doctor, I can't give you medical advice, but it does look like some of you might be having tests going on this week, and maybe you're either seeking a second opinion. It might not even be tests that are happening for you. This could be somebody else's health and vitality, but there's definitely tests in a hospital going on here somewhere. For others of you, this is about you working on the aesthetics of your body. I kind of feel like this is you getting almost like really clear on what you want to look like, maybe, or how you want to approach the health from here on in, especially if you're doing this alongside a partner. For those of you that are, when it comes to your money, this is an idea that you've had either for a long time, or one that you had, maybe you tried to offer this to a boss. Maybe you tried to offer this to a friend. And maybe the avenues that you've tried to get this idea off the ground haven't worked. And maybe it's because you're not supposed to do this with somebody else. Maybe this is because you're supposed to be doing this yourself in some way. So the money this week, I think, is not necessarily the question. I think it's, where do I put my investment? That being said, I wouldn't be surprised if a family member, young person and or child gives you a stellar idea that could really be very lucrative. When it comes to your home and environment, the Page of Cups and the Page of Swords. Two pages represents disquiet. And with this here in the communications, I gotta say, one of my students on the first tarot course that I did, we laughed about this. I think it was this pairing, or maybe it was this and the Page of Pentacles. She called it the petty parade. And I tell you, it practically ended me. I thought that was so funny. But yeah, like this could be a week where there are some, home could be loud this week because maybe it's because there's a lot going on. It doesn't have to be a dispute, but there, like I said, there's a lot of irons in the fire this week, so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.